Apostoli. Just like apostle, not apostolic or apostolic, no, apostolic, right? Just like the
Hey Mike, whenever you hit start, the thing
well, the record is flashing.
Once you hit the button,
It says the record is flashing. So.
All right, I guess we're already on. I'm here once I am not behind the camera, I'm in front of the camera with Father Apostoli from ETWN. Father, welcome to St. Joseph and to Fitchburg. Great to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now,
first visit here. Yeah.
One of the things, as a priest who is on television, a person who's seen nationwide, worldwide, do you have to craft your message a little bit differently because you're speaking to such a large and more diverse audience than in an individual parish?
You mean on the TV itself?
On the TV itself. Do you tailor your message a little bit?
Well, I try to keep it pretty steady, solidly Catholic, but not in a way that becomes like an apologetic that could get into arguments. I try to not present it quite that way, because that would maybe be offensive to people in a larger audience. But I try to lead them in a positive way into something that they can begin to grasp, things. Now, I've had a controversy where people have taken exception to me a lot with the consecration, the Pope makes the consecration. I've done a book on Parish, I've done the research. He absolutely made the consecration, there's no doubt. But sometimes if I had mentioned that years ago, especially, people would get very upset, send me letters saying I'm wrong and the Pope doesn't care, but it's going to happen in the world. I don't know where to get these ideas, but certainly, in that sense, but I still say what I believe, because otherwise I'd be shortchanging these people.
Now, in your sermon today, you talked the Rosary and the power of the Rosary.
Right.
Is the Rosary an undervalued prayer, do you think, in some communities?
It's being forgotten, yes. In some communities. Other communities, it's on the rise. There's no doubt about it. Remember Pope John Paul in 2002 gave us the beautiful letter of the Rosary, in which he himself encouraged the prayer of the Rosary. As he said, it's the prayer of peace, and that we find Our Lady asking the Rosary for peace, but it's also a prayer of unity in the family. He said it is beautiful to pray that. And I'm convinced, and I tried to develop this when I did writing on Fatima, talking about how Our Lady uses the Rosary to teach our children to pray. Because there are steps in prayer. We express it like they do in the Eastern Church. We begin with the prayer of the lips. Those are our formal prayers. And you got the Our Fathers, the Hail Mary, the Glory Bees, the Apostles' Creed, even the decade prayer, O my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell, lead all souls to heaven, especially those most in need of thy mercy. Those are formula prayers, and those are necessary for people who don't know what to say to God. Even Jesus, when he was praying, the apostles, they were grown men, one of them said to him, Lord, teach us how to pray. And he taught them the Our Father. See?
Now, you're also active in the cause for the canonization of Bishop Fulton Sheen, very, very famous one of the first TV evangelists, so to speak.
Probably unsurpassed.
Now, I know he was the bishop at your ordination. What is it about Fulton Sheen that speaks to all Catholics that canonization would add?
Well, I think, it would give him the recognition that many people have felt in his own heart, that he was a very holy man. They didn't know him. Many people do not know the real person behind the TV image. You know what I mean? Here he won an Emmy, which is, if you stop to think of it...
You don't really think of a priest winning an Emmy, do you?
But imagine if he becomes a saint. He would have achieved one of the highest recognitions that the world could give, which is an Emmy in the media, and then the highest recognition you could get as a member of the church to be a canonized saint. Imagine doing both of those things, pulling that off. That's not easy.
Now, Father, where on ETWN can people find you?
Well, I don't have a set time any longer, but I pop up every now and then. People tell me, they always see me, they keep showing me these little spots that I did years ago for Bishop Sheen, and then I on this comparison between Father Benedict and I. When you go to the St. Barbara, the St. Taylor, you end up looking like some Father.
But we have him here in a headline. Well, Father Apostoli, thank you very much for being here. And thank you for being here for WQPH Fitchburg Catholic Radio, which we hope you will listen to.
Yes.
As soon as I believe they're going to be on the air next month or sometime soon.
Wonderful. Another media to proclaim the message of Jesus in this time of new evangelization. Boy, the Lord He's raising up new stations and new means of communication.
Another beacon of light.
That's it.
Okay, and again, and thanks to Mike Rogers from Granite Grok for running the camera so I could be in front of it for a change.